started teaching McMaster around 1987 when I began teaching flute lessons, and since that time I've done a couple more degrees and taught as a sessional instructor and a part-time instructor, and for the last 4 years I've been full-time here at the School of the Arts. I've taught a lot of different classes here, so I teach flute lessons to the music majors. I also direct the flute ensemble at McMaster. I teach some music education courses. My specialty is elementary music education, so working with children. I've taught some general music education seminars, pedagogy classes, and I also have taught a number of music history classes, Canadian music, world music and culture, general music history, and jazz music. I have a lot of tools that I use when I teach, so I think that I like to use humor a lot because I think it's a good way to reach students. I also try to incorporate as much pop culture and pop culture knowledge into my teaching to make things relevant. I want students to learn to think for themselves and realize that there are many ways to teach a subject. So using lots of different learning styles. So I would like students to think about how they learn, whether they're visual learners or auditory learners, or they learn best by doing or trying different things. So I feel like if I try many different strategies and get students to think about how they learn and how they teach, that they'll go away with something from my classes. For the music history classes I've taught, I get a lot of students who are non-music majors, and for those classes I think it's really important that students go away having learned something new or found some new kind of music that they like, whether it's a performer or a type of music ensemble piece, a kind of piece from a different era that they might not have thought about that was important, and so it's something that can become really relevant and interesting for them. For my music education students, I want them to go away knowing about how they learn and how that they learn best, because that will help make them a better teacher. And I think that in addition to that, especially for all the students, I think really for all my students, I want them to go away realizing that there's a lot more to learn and that we can all be lifelong learners, and the way to do that is to always look for something new, something different, and to think about how we learn, what we like best about learning and teaching. And I think that if students take away something new for that they discover that they loved, and that's important for me, and also if they learn about how to reach other people through teaching. The boring fact is that I knit my own socks, right? So my students know that I knitter, but something my students probably don't know about me is that I'm pretty good at singing Beatles songs in Japanese. So when I lived in Japan, wow, I learned to sing 2 or 3 Beatles songs, so that when I went to karaoke nights in Japan, that I could always count on people buying me a beer or buying me something to eat, and it was a way of making friends in Japan, where I didn't know anyone, and so I learned to speak the language. So I think my students would probably be surprised to know that, but it's a skill I maintain to this day, being able to do that.